All right, welcome to the show. I'm Matt Harry, author of Cryptozoology for Beginners,
Jessica Mason, author of Mary Shelley's School for Monsters.
and this is
Monster v. Monster, the podcast that pits your favorite monster against each other.
Jessi is our resident monster expert, and I will act as referee and game master. Who will reign supreme? Listen on to find out.
Monster v. Monster.
Let's introduce this week's guest. Joshua Pruett is a New York Times and USA Today bestselling author and an Emmy Award winner. He's also the only human being on Earth to have written for both Mystery Science Theater 3000 and Doctor Who. Joshua is perhaps best known for his work as a TV writer on Milo Murphy's Law, Phineas and Ferb, and The Last Kids on Earth. He also co-wrote the New York Times bestselling graphic novel The Last Comics on Earth with Max Brailer. Joshua recently published the middle grade novel Euro and the Argonauts, as well as the new Phineas and Ferb graphic novel, Amazing Creature double feature from Paper Cuts. His next novel, Nightmare Burger, comes out in fall 2026. Welcome, Joshua.
Hi, guys. Hi, Matt. Hi, Jess. Thanks for having me. I love monsters.
Seriously, your resume is just chock-a-block with monsters, so this is going to be perfect.
Definitely, yeah.
So we always kind of start this podcast, Josh, with kind of talking about our creative monster of the week that we faced. Just, like an obstacle that we kind of encountered, maybe overcame, maybe didn't. So just to give you an example of what that is, I think my personal creative monster of the week was I had a meeting last Thursday for this movie project I've been developing for a while last year. And so I met with the execs to kind of get notes. They gave me a bunch of these big notes. And at the end, I'm basically in the call. I'm ready to be like, okay, great. Let me go do those notes. But they said, why don't you digest that? Take take a few days, think about it, and then get back to us and let us know what you think. And so then I'm left with, when do I write back and say, yes, I'll do the notes without seeming like, because clearly there was a time frame
Yes,
that they were thinking of like, how do I not seem desperate? And so all weekend I was like, is Monday too soon? Well, that's a holiday. Is Tuesday too soon? The day after the holiday? And so then I waited. And so finally Thursday morning, they wrote me and were like, hey, did you have time to think about that? And I was like, yes.
Perfect.
They hit the ball back first. So they're hitting the ball back sometimes with these creative dances.
It's wrestling. It's a dance. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That is my least favorite dance in all of the world, is what you're talking about. Yeah.
Agreed.
So that was definitely mine of the week. Jessi, did you have a creative monster of the week that you struggled with?
Yes. So what I find is I say yes to too many things, and they all
I have no idea what that's like. That's
none at all.
such a foreign concept. That must be hard.
Yeah.
That must be very
It's
challenging.
so difficult. Where you say yes to things in November and then they all come to roost in January this week. And then people are upsetting you because they're bothering. You feel like you're being bothered and put on, but you are the one who has agreed to do these things. So you are your own worst enemy. And
Absolutely.
that definitely happened to me this week.
I call that future Jessica and past Jessica are coming to a head. Where I'm gonna help out future Josh and I'm gonna do this, this, and this. And then sometimes past Josh shows up and he's like, bro,
just effed you.
Yeah. Now we're having our own battle.
Yeah. We are our own monster. We're our own self. Monster.
It's Bizarro Josh screwed you from the past.
That's it.
I feel like that period of time too, like mid-November till like first week of January, is just such a fog of other stuff. It's just, don't make any big decisions during that time. So Josh, what about you? What was your creative monster of the week?
I had two. One was similar to yours a little bit. We prepping a pitch with a friend. Free work is always tough, and so it's a big lift. But I think we got there, and I think it's in good shape. And then I called it. I was like, you know what? It's a holiday week. They're gonna come in and they're gonna realize that they lost a day. They've only got 4 days, and we are low man on the totem pole for pitches this week. I told my co-writer, I was like, okay, man, you know what? I'm glad we're ready, but they're going to cancel. And he's like, what are you talking about? And I was like, man, I'm just doing some production math. Matt knows this, but when I started my career, I did some work on the production side. I did that for 2.5 years. And so sometimes my co-writer will be like, dude, you still have that production brain in
Right.
there. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm just telling you, he's gonna cancel. And he did. Luckily he got rescheduled. But
Yeah. There's like I am come from development and also some production, and I swear, I don't know how Hollywood gets anything done. They have, like, these very small windows
yes,
where they
small windows.
actually do work, and they all work it's very hard work, it's very intense
Yes.
work, but then
Yes.
there's these big blocks you just know not to send emails, not to
Right.
accept
That's
anyone you gotta
right.
do, not to do anything, especially if
This
you're a
is
writer.
dead time.
Dead time.
Yep.
This is
Yeah.
dead
That's
time.
me time, that's their
Pre
time.
pre Sundance. Yeah. It feels like
And
there's
then
2 weeks a year that are actually good,
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
schedule anything.
When you know what those are, let me know.
Right. They move around.
And then the other one was I'm wrestling notes on a feature. Like theoretically, this thing is going into production next month.
Whoa.
And so I've got to get these done like now. And yeah, I try to take notes like a challenge. It's not easy all the time, like a creative challenge where you're like, oh, cool. I don't want to meet the note. I want to like get over it, like get on top of it, plus it, like use the note to kind of elevate what I was already doing.
I love that.
Because early in my career, I spent too much energy trying to meet the note or address the note. And it's like, it's also not as fun and you get resentful really fast.
Yeah.
So
Like,
that's
I'm
what I'm
just
trying to
doing
do.
this work, carry this bucket up the
Yes,
hill, as
I'm just
opposed to
carrying this bucket. That's right.
I'm doing this bucket for a reason. There's a thing up there that's going to make us all happy. That's great.
But could this be an opportunity
Hmm.
instead?
I love that.
And sometimes it's not. And that's the monster.
Yeah. But you tricked yourself and you got up the hill.
I did. And I'm having this much more fun, I think. Yeah.
That's good. Well, I wanted to talk about your resume a little bit because you do have a super diverse background, and I feel like it spans from very young kid stuff to extremely adult horror. Like, you've written a Predator short story,
Yeah.
but you've also done Phineas and Ferb. So mentally, how do you transition between the two?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think I'm a horror fan kind of first and foremost. And I think, coming from animation, most of what we do is for everybody, right? So it's like that is absolutely the muscle that I'm flexing the most. But the horror stuff is actually closest to my heart. Like that, my wife really nailed me a couple of years ago when she realized that all my favorite stuff has puppets in it. All I like, Doctor Who, puppets, Mystery Science Theater, puppets, Tremors, it's puppets. Like, everything I'm involved or passionate about has special effects. I'm so obsessed with behind the scenes. I'm so obsessed with how things get made and the process. It's way more fun when there's a monster on set. So, like when I'm switching, it's a little bit like code switching my creativity. But what I've noticed is that I also get to be the guy on Phineas who adds monsters to the show, and I've done that quite a bit. And so I'm, my head writer Scott Peterson, who's also co-writes with me on things, books too. He's also a horror guy. He was born on Halloween. So that's what we share. And so making certain episodes of Phineas and Ferb a little bit like gateway horror, mission accomplished. Like this is what we're all about. And then I think the joy in writing for everything else that I'm doing, it's like, and I try to think of it like I'm writing for everyone, like you said. It's not just young audiences, it's everybody. I want to be as inclusive as humanly possible so that everyone can be entertained. It's like not least common denominator, it's like most common denominator. I want everybody.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on to our monster challenge portion of
Cool.
the podcast. And you're the challenger, Josh. So why don't you
Okay.
tell us, what monster did you bring for us?
So it took me a beat to nail this down, but it's killer puppets. I had to go with killer puppets because number one, Puppet Master. I'm obsessed with full moon horror from the late '80s, early '90s. But yeah, I like killer puppets. I think can be really fun because it's easy to dismiss them or disregard them as a legitimate threat. And I think when you're dealing in numbers, there's opportunities there. I think when you're talking about overall creepy factor, I would say they're second only to clowns, right? Creepy dolls, creepy puppets. Yeah, I love that. I love that it's like killer toys. So that's where I landed.
Okay.
First of all, creepy
So
puppets are way up there on my scare list.
Right?
I'm already
Yes.
afraid,
Right.
especially if they're ventriloquist dolls. So
Man,
yes,
that's like its own subset.
that's
Like
a
there's a
subset of
whole yeah, they have their own genre
yeah,
practically.
they do.
so I have some follow-up questions.
Yes, yes.
When you say killer puppets, are we talking marionette type puppets that are moving without the strings, like a Pinocchio? Is it more like a hand puppet? What are you thinking in terms of the look?
I'm visualizing that it's anywhere from, like Annabelle or Chucky, like all the way through, the dolls from Puppet Master. So less hand puppet, more not Muppets,
More like a
but like
doll.
like a doll. So
So
like
we're
from
thinking,
from dolls to marionettes, and I'm thinking 18 inches,
okay. How,
probably and under 2 feet and under.
And is this a lot of dolls or just one?
My gut says if need be, this killer puppet could call some friends to help them on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Like, yeah, call a friend. But yeah, I think it's a one puppet probably.
okay. I think that could be could be your special attack is
Ooh,
I
that's
send
great.
out a psychic call to or I can bring other puppets / dolls
Yes.
in the vicinity to life.
For a short amount of time, they're all behind Jessica on the podcast right now.
Yeah, I feel them. They're
Yeah,
definitely
right? Yeah.
So does it have a name? This killer
Let's go with Penelope.
love it. And so we have a lot of like mythology about killer dolls. What is Penelope's deal? Is it a human soul that's been trapped in a puppet body? Is it some kind of ritual that has brought Penelope to life, like Pinocchio? Let's talk a little bit about like kind of personality, mental.
Yeah, I was thinking that it's a little bit of both. Is I think I like it when the doll starts creepy and then it turns out they have somebody they care about, but they can be vengeful. So I think it's like someone who has crossed over, like a big sister sort of character who then is going to show up and kind of protect family, and they're going to have a good reason to kind of go nutty in order to protect the people that they care about. I like it when then they're a little anti-hero-y.
They have the people they love that they're loyal to that you
Yes,
start messing with that person, I'm going to
but
come for
everyone
you.
else on the chopping block. Yeah.
So Penelope, and what does Penelope look like so we can visualize?
I would say it's Annabelle meets like Blade from Puppet Master. So she has like a little bit more of a trendy outfit. So like something that's like maybe American Girls, where it's let's say it's something from the 80s. So she's not wearing like a leather jacket, but
Yeah.
maybe something that Debbie Harry might put on, because
Okay.
then there's specificity.
Can we do
Yeah,
side pony, like the frizzed, kind of permed
that's
yellow side
and
pony?
not at first, but that's what the girl does. She gives her that.
All right, so that's great, Josh. So we got Penelope the killer doll in her acid washed American Girl doll jacket. Jessi, what monster do you pick to face off against this brutal opponent?
the hide behind, which is a monster from American folklore or
Ooh,
cryptid.
ooh,
It specifically connects to loggers
okay,
and lumberjacks.
great.
So a lot of its territory is all up to like through New York, Massachusetts, but also like Michigan, the UP, Canada, all the way over to like the Pacific Northeast. So the whole top part there. And what this creature is, when you're in the woods and you're walking through a beautiful, quiet area alone, you feel like something's following you.
Mm, mm, mm.
Inevitably, there's a moment when you don't just feel alone, you feel like there's definitely something behind me. And this in this folklore and this story, it's that it's a hide behind. And whenever you turn around, you can't see them. They're hiding. They're hiding behind the trees. And if they do catch you, they're very strong, they're very tall, they have claws like a bear. There's long dark hair, but no one's ever seen them, but there's a description, so
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
what that means,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
right? There's always a description. They like to slice people open. They love intestines, that's like their jam. Yes, it's a chef's kiss, and, they are pretty solitary. They're supposed to be tall and slender, kinda like Slender Man because they can hide behind
Tall and
trees.
slender, yeah.
Tall and slender, and they don't like alcohol, which is maybe it's a lumberjack thing,
Mm,
like
mm.
you're alone in the woods, you're scared. This alcohol is not only do I love drinking, it's protecting me from the high
It's
behind.
Right.
gonna keep me
I think
away
the
from
lumberjacks were like, how can I somehow justify my alcoholism?
Honey, it's not me, it's
Right.
the hide behind.
Hide behind. You don't want me to get my intestines ripped out.
No.
So yeah, there's a like any
Mhm.
I just love that there's a whole like cryptid just about hiding behind you in the woods that you can't
Right.
see because I
Yeah,
think
there's
that
gotta be some reason for why we get that feeling.
yeah,
There
and
has
I think
to be.
so it's this thing, I think.
Mhm, mhm. And with yeah, its function is really memorable, like, the way that it operates is like, you're like, "I know what that is."
Yes, and I do think a big part of its energy more than eating intestines is the actual chase, you know what I mean? Following the person, scaring them, getting closer and closer, it never just comes right away. It's gonna make it
Yeah, creepiness, creepiness.
it needs a suspense build and everything like that.
So, all right. So looks like a kind of a skinny, tall, slender man, but is it like skin or hair? What is
Bear,
it
like,
covering?
I honestly think it's like a skinny
Okay.
bear. It
Skinny
does
bear.
but it doesn't have a bare face, and it doesn't walk on 4s. It's always upright.
Right.
Yeah,
Because you got to
okay.
hide
Yeah.
behind the tree.
Yes, but
Okay.
the claws itself are like bear powered claws, yeah.
Do we have a name for this hide behind?
This one's gonna be Cheryl,
Okay.
and she's from the UP, so I'll attempt an accent, you betcha.
Good. And then for both of these, I forgot to ask you this, Josh, but do they speak? Because some dolls speak, some don't. Like, I don't think Annabelle ever says anything, right?
Yeah, I don't think Penelope talks.
Okay.
I think
So,
actions speak.
okay. What about you, Jessi?
Well, we'll see. If I'm
Oh,
gonna
all
do it
right.
well, because I mean, if he's not I think it depends. Like, I don't typically speak to anyone, like, because 'cause I'm a isolated animal, but this is a monster. So, we'll see if I have the power of speech depending on what happens. Because I didn't expect puppets, so I got puppets.
Yeah, you may not have had a reason to before this, so
Yeah, now I don't know. Maybe I talk to puppets that don't talk just to antagonize them.
All right. I think I've got a good sense of both of these. So, what we're going to do now is we are going to assign some stats to these monsters. We have Josh. So, we have a pretty simple stat system here on Monster v Monster. There's basically 3 categories: mind, might, and magic. So, mind covers a monster's intelligence, wisdom, overall mental health. Might covers their strength, dexterity, and constitution. So a creature might not be very strong, but they might be very tough. You could try and blow it up, stab it a million times, it still comes back. And then magic covers their supernatural prowess. So can they cast spells? Can they do magical things?
mm,
Each of these categories go up to a 30. So like an almighty god would be 30 out of 30 in all 3 categories, while a lowly paramecium would be 0 out of 30. So to kind of make things go faster, I have picked some preliminary stats, and then you each can debate and alter one of them if you think it's unfair. Both of these I thought were interesting because you guys submitted these before we started the podcast, and I was thinking about it. Because I think each of them has like strong detriments with like big
definitely.
strengths.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll start with Penelope the Killer Doll. Yeah, again, like out of 30, I think like a really smart human being would probably have a mind stat of like 12 or 13. Like Albert Einstein's maybe a 13. Because he's just a normal human. So I was thinking Penelope's probably like maybe a 10,
Mhm.
smart,
Yep,
but not.
yep.
Might, I think, is probably Penelope's best stat because you think of these killer dolls, it's like you do all these things to them, they still manage to pop back up. Annabelle's
Mhm.
always there, so I gave her a might of 14. And then magic-wise, that one seemed probably maybe the lowest to me, because I don't know that she's using a lot of spells and stuff. It seems like she's using physical kinds of, like, I'm small, I'm going to sneak behind you and choke you with your own necklace and cut your
Mhm.
Achilles tendon, things like that. So I gave her an 8 in the magic.
Mm.
And then her overall life points, I gave her 13 because, again, I think she's probably pretty resilient in a lot of ways.
Yeah, 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 that tracks.
So any of those you want to push back? You feel like, oh no, she's way better than this.
Only the magic one, because the thought that I did have, and because I feel like if we're looking at it cinematically, in which we don't have to, but
No,
what
let's.
occurs to me is that part of the creepiness of dolls is they disappear and they re-show up. They
Okay.
disappear and they come back. They disappear and they come back. And so, like, we could attribute some of that to magic
Like a
because the idea of
teleportation.
it's like a teleportation where it's like keeping to the shadows, and maybe you pop from this shadow to this shadow. So they can't, make spells or do that to somebody else, but she does probably have an ability to, move from here to here. So not quite like line of sight teleportation, but close.
I like that. I love the idea of jumping through shadows. That's like a
Mhm.
even more specific kind of teleportation. So that's very cool. So why don't we do a 12 then on the magic?
Great.
Because you're going to be all right. And so then now we select your attacks. So again, this is going to be 3 rounds of fighting. We'll basically do an
Okay.
intro scene and then have 3 rounds of fighting. And at the end of that, we kind of decide who did the best. So you can
Fun.
have 2 normal attacks. You can use as much as you want. And then 1 special attack you can use 1 time during the encounter. So did you have thoughts about what your specific attacks might be?
Yeah, the special I think is where we call Puppet backup.
Okay. I love it.
So I think it's Penelope calling. There's like a scary clown puppet that's like a bruiser,
Yeah.
and then there's another puppet that's like weapons.
Okay. All
So
right.
it's like it's arm, it's like Blade. It has like weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
You're bad at rolling. I really.
So I can only use that 1 time.
That's 1 time.
And then I would say the normal attacks would be a stab, and then the other attack would be like choke.
Okay. And then what about your shadow jumpy thing?
Yeah, would that be considered an attack?
I feel like in an encounter of 3 rounds, you can maybe do it 1 time as like a response.
So let's do, instead of the choke, let's do that. So stab and teleport.
Okay.
So those are the 2 normal things.
But the teleport should have like he teleports and hits me or something, like because he needs
Or get behind you.
Right,
to
exactly.
do damage.
Or like it could be a reaction even, like you're trying to claw him or something and he could jump through a shadow and like get behind you. Yeah. It's interesting you guys both kind of have an ability to maybe get behind somebody.
Yeah.
That could be cool.
Everyone's getting behind like that.
We're the get behind gang. All right, so we feel good about those stats and attacks. Jessi, Cheryl the hide behind. Again, I thought this was more because it seemed more like a creature, like an animal, not like something that's thing. So I gave it a mind of 7. Again, maybe intuitive, but not like puzzle solving ability potentially. Might, however, because you said skinny bear, I feel like it's got to be like around a 16. Like I think a bear is strong. And so I think this is at least as strong as a regular bear you'd encounter in the forest. And then magic, I gave you an 18 because all the hide behinding and quietness and stuff seemed like you had some skills there. There's some spells going on maybe.
take the magic. I didn't know. I wasn't sure. I couldn't decide how I was hiding behind things. Right?
Okay, I was going to ask, is it
No,
like...
but I do think so because when, I wrote a story about the hide behind, and I do think there's a supernatural component to what you're getting pulled into when you get behind. If you do get behind a tree with a hide behind, you're in a different liminal space. So yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
I definitely think that it takes you somewhere. I don't think it's definitely going between realms, in my opinion.
And it's not like they're called the bear claw.
Yeah,
They're
not the
famous
bear
for
claw.
they're famous for doing this thing.
This
Yeah.
is the thing. It's the hiding that is the thing.
It's the hiding, yeah.
Yeah. Strangely enough, not the killing. The killing
Not
is
the killing.
no.
And then life points out of 30. I also thought this is a pretty big animal. It's probably 6 feet. It's, like a bear. So I gave you 18 points for the life points. I know. So you're in a little bit of you're a small little 18-inch doll.
I mean, I am afraid of dolls, so that helps.
Yeah. Okay. What about your attacks? What did you think of for your attack? Or did you have anything you want to push back against? Did you
No,
feel
I'm
like...
okay. I feel good about that, actually. So
We don't want to make this a genius hide behind bear that has a PhD in physics or...
I mean, I just use the physics. I don't understand the physics.
There you go.
Yeah.
This is just what you do.
I just feel the physics.
Yeah. You don't really know how it works. Like
Right.
that's not.
It's like I just vibe with it, That's what I do.
just drive this car. I don't know how the car works.
I'm not a patent clerk. I'm just a bear in the woods. A bear on Ozempic. Give me a break.
Yeah, give me a break.
All right. So what are your attacks and special attacks and 2 regular?
So since my hide behind is from the Upper Peninsula, where they have this delicious treat called the pasty. The pasty is kind
Yeah.
of like a meat-filled pastry that you
Yeah.
can carry around. Um, my special move is going to be the power pasty, and what that means
Nice.
is it pulls out my opponent's intestines or threading or whatever is in there. I'm going to pull it out and I'm
Okay.
gonna it instantly on its way back to me turns into a beautifully cooked, toasty,
Amazing.
nom, 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 and I'm recharged and happy.
That's
So,
amazing. You do know how that magic works, however. So that works for you.
That's
yes,
a
Yeah,
whole
that works for me.
cooking.
That's a
yeah,
whole
that's a
It was like
whole
passed down from grandma. Hide behind
yeah,
was like, let me
yes.
teach you this recipe so you're not just
Yeah,
eating
yeah.
cold intestines all the
there's a
Honey,
time.
don't
certain
worry about the
frame
teleport thing, but you need to understand this.
I feel like a lot of mothers in the Upper Peninsula, make sure that so they can cook the pasty.
This is
You
also like
betcha,
a
you
person
betcha.
who they like hot dogs, but they don't want to think about what's in a hot dog.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly, exactly, exactly,
Want it all
exactly.
packaged and nice and neat. I was a
Okay.
picky eater back then.
I love that. So you just magically, that's like a whip it out of someone's body and it makes a pasty. Okay. So what about regular attacks?
I think I'm gonna call this one the knock knock.
I love it.
So your character, you'll hear a knock from a tree. You won't be able to, my opponent, my victim, won't be able to stop themselves from coming to check the sound because it's like kind of magical. And when they get there, tree branch falls and falls on them for the second knock. So that's the knock knock, there's the hit. And that is when one of my, now I guess it just depends on what you roll, like how powerful that is, like where it hits you,
How big the thing is. And I feel like you could do this inside too, probably.
yes, I can do it.
Okay.
I can do it. It can knock on something,
Yeah.
And then my other one is similar. I think I'm trying to, it has to, of course, I have the claws. So I got to use the claws.
Mhm,
I'm
mhm.
going to, I'm going to call this one the claw behind. So if I use this one, I'm going to be suddenly behind you and slashing at you, the claw behind.
Mm.
Gotta use my claws at some point. So
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Great.
those are mine. Yep.
I love how creative they've got names and everything. We're trademarking all these names today.
I do like my powers to have names.
I want to do like a Voltron-y thing, like as you do, or like He-Man, as you do the move, it's like the screen changes in the background to like a different thing so that they didn't have to reuse the
Hilarious.
animation.
Not an
Yeah.
anime,
Hilarious,
my
hilarious.
power.
All right. So we have our two monsters statted up. It is now time to pit Monster v Monster. So
Woohoo!
just a reminder, this battle will take place across 5 rounds. Round 1, I'm going to kind of set the scene. There might be some other characters in there. And then we'll have our two monsters meet and introduce the conflict. And then we'll fight across 3 rounds. And whoever has kind of the most life points at the end will be the winner. So I got very inspired by your Upper Peninsula choice of location, Jessi. So it's kind of like late autumn. It's, very dark. It's kind of that, Michigan. It's not quite raining, but there's dark clouds and mist in the air. And we're deep in the woods. And you can hear the sound as kind of imagine a camera panning down over these deep, tall pine trees and conifers. You hear the sound of chopping, and we see a young woman, late teens, maybe early 20s, in a yellow slicker, really standing out against the green darkness of the woods. And she's got a lantern, and she's chopping wood. She's chopping down like kind of the young trees and putting them in a bale
Mm,
over her head.
mm.
And I'll just say, everyone, this woman's name is Victoria. As she's chopping, she hears kind of a branch snap behind her. And that's your creature, Jessi. So she's going to turn and look. And as she looks, she just sees like this flutter of kind of hair ducked behind a tree. All right, so roll a 6-sided die.
I got a 4, so I knocked a 4.
Pretty good. All right, so she hears a knock against the tree right beside her, the one that she was kind of chopping at. And she looks up and a branch comes down and kind of hits her in the face. And she shakes it off, shakes needles out of her hair, but she's pretty freaked out by now. And even though her little bundle of sticks is kind of half full, she shoulders it up and starts walking off through the woods, kind of looking behind her. So what do you want to do?
Can I still do something?
Yeah, you can.
I will follow that young glass. You
Okay.
betcha.
All right, so roll a 6-sided die. Roll a die to see what your following skills are like.
Again, 2-4.
Okay. So you're being pretty quiet. It's kind of like you're moving from tree to tree. She's kind of going ahead of you. I'm going to roll a thing for her. Okay, she's moving okay, even though the ground is very slick. And as you kind of come around this turn in the trees, you can see there's a little cabin up ahead. It's kind of like a half stone, half log cabin. There's a light on in the inside, and as soon as she sees it, she's wants to pick up her pace and kind of get to that cabin. So do you want to do anything before she gets there?
Feels like a trap. I don't like human cabins. I'm gonna try to catch up with her and
Okay.
knock her down.
Okay. All right. So
Oh,
again,
without her seeing me, of course. Without her seeing me.
so are you doing your hide behind
I need to
claw?
do. I guess I'll claw behind. Yes, I'll claw behind.
All right, so roll a die. See how successful that is.
3 this time. A 3
Okay.
level claw behind.
All right, so as she kind of is looking back, she's kind of glancing over her shoulder a lot. As she does that, she kind of doesn't see anything, turns around, and then suddenly there's this giant hairy thing right in front of her, and she feels this pain across her rain slicker. And she looks down and sees like 3 gouges, and she's going to take like 2 damage, blood is seeping, and she's going to respond by swinging her axe at you that she had in her hand. She got a 1. So
Did not go very well.
I'm not using an axe against the hide behinds. That's
Yeah,
just
not a
silly.
great plan.
That is silly talk right there.
as she swings the axe, it's slick in her hand and it slips out and it goes off into the woods and off into the dark. So she's got her lantern in this bundle. She's got a slash, and literally as she blinks, there's that thing that she saw that clawed her is no longer in front of her. But her cabin is about 25 feet away. So she's booking for it now. She's terrified. Something has attacked her. She's running towards the cabin. You can probably have another chance at attacking her before she gets there.
Well, I'm gonna attack her again. I will just claw her again. I'm gonna go for the claw behind again.
Okay.
It worked the first time.
Yeah.
Ew, that's not as good as not as strong, but still she's already injured.
So yeah, this doesn't, I don't know, maybe you got excited about the fact that you kind of have blood in your claws. You think you're gonna have some intestines soon. You kind of do your little sneak ahead, but you kind of time it wrong and she bumps into you. And so you're able to scrape her a little bit and do another kind of point of damage to her shoulder, and the sticks kind of go flying, but she kind of slips out of your grasp. And, you're kind of stuck behind her a little bit. Kind of worked, but not super great. And she's at the door now. She pushes open the door and swings it behind her closed. So what would you like to do at this point?
Do you go in? Do you go in?
Like in real life, Cheryl would just wait out here, but for the purposes of curiosity, getting the better of her, we'll have her go in.
Okay. Do you want to, there's a window, there's a door.
No, not a door. Oh, I'll go in the back window. Is there a back window?
Yeah, there's it's kind of like a 1 level cabin. So you go around the back, and as you look inside, you see that she's trying to opening her rain slicker. She's trying to staunch the bleeding, and you see all along the walls are filled with puppets and dolls in various states of construction. And she's got a little bed, but clearly this is some kind of puppet makers, doll makers, woodsy cabin workshop. And there's a fireplace with a fire that's basically casting most of the lights. So there's all these shadows going off and then making them look kind of creepy. But she's
and then Cheryl leaves, and then that's it.
Yeah.
And I think I did really well. So thanks, guys.
The atmosphere alone has scared me away. The setting is too terrifying.
The hide behind does not do puppets.
If you choose to leave, I can roll with that. Or you look and you see she's in there by herself. There's no other weapons that you can see. There's no gun on the wall.
It's a little more than that. It's a little more than that. She's making all these puppets out of wood, out of these trees.
Yeah, she has tools.
It's offensive.
There is a reason the hide behind goes after loggers.
Yeah, right?
I'm not okay with her making little.
You're not okay. with
spirit
this.
animals out of my tree friends. So
I'm actually interested too. What do you think of the quality of these puppets? Like, clearly this woman has an Etsy shop. What would
no,
you give her out of 5 stars?
they're pretty good. They're pretty good.
Okay.
Like they're pretty realistic. But I'm pretty pissed off and I'm hungry. So I'm gonna try to get in this house. I'm gonna sneak in though. I don't want to be heard. I
All
guess
right.
I'm
So,
sneaking into this creepy room, which is
yeah, you can. There's a window right in front of you,
all
and it's
right.
next to the fireplace. It's dark. So roll a die to see,
Yeah,
yeah, how stealthy you are doing
It
this.
seems like a really good idea.
thanks.
All right, so you're very stealthy. So you're able to kind of very quietly open the window, and you sneak in with your limbs. And on the wall, you don't kind of notice this as you're going in. It's just one of the many puppets that are sitting there, but there is a doll that dressed up like an American Girl doll from the 80s. She's got an acid jean wash jacket, kind of a crimped side blonde ponytail, and those like bedazzled sparkles on it. So Josh, you get to roll a die to see if you notice this creature
If I
entering.
know, because she's at a 6, so she's doing a good job.
She's blending in with the shadows. Yeah, being very
And
quiet.
my gut says that I'm probably already awake. As soon as she got hurt,
Yeah, I think as soon
I'm
as
paying attention. I'm up. My possessed doll awareness has opened up. 5.
okay, so you definitely, yeah, as you said, when your maker came into the cabin, Victoria, and I do have a sidebar question for you here. Does Victoria know that you're alive?
100%.
Okay,
That's
so this
part of
is
why I would say this is why she's alone in the woods.
okay. So I think Jessi's being very stealthy, but you saw her come in. She's bandaging herself up. She's clearly injured. I think you would hop off and go to her, and you have like a feeling on the back of your neck,
Mm.
that like something is not good. So do you want to talk to Victoria?
Well, and find out how she's doing. Like, I need to check in with her. Yeah.
Can you go get me yeah, I think under the sink, there's some hydrogen peroxide. I was attacked by something in the woods.
Help. I want to help.
He doesn't. He
She
said
doesn't talk.
no, he
I
doesn't.
mean, I
Right,
can
he
make her
doesn't talk.
No, I can. So hold on. So what I would say is she wants to go do that.
Okay,
She
So maybe-
nods and then
like gives a
roll
little
for.
2-finger
Yeah,
salute.
she does a thing. Yeah, I think what she probably does is hugs her first,
Okay.
make sure she's okay, and then she's like, okay, I'm gonna go.
All right. So you hug her. You come away. There's a little blood now on your
Yeah,
really
it's
nice
terrible.
doll-sized acid-washed jean jacket that was bedazzled. It's a little freaky seeing your creator like this.
Yeah.
So as you go to the sink, you do notice there's a lumpy shadow next to the fireplace that seems out of place to you.
Okay. So I want to go stab it. No, I mean, if I'm a possessed doll, I'm gonna go check this out.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so you just walk over and check it out. Do you grab a tool or a weapon? There's like tool benches for making dolls all around you.
Yeah, I
You
think
know-
she probably grabs. I think what would be at hand would be a scissor, probably. Would be
Okay,
the closest thing at hand. And then, but I think I have to be stealthy about it because if it's what I don't know that it's a hide behind, but I think it's a something because that claw mark is not, and it's certainly not a giant bear because that would be loud and obnoxious. This is something that is intelligent. So there's something wrong, right? So this is an extra level of wrong. It was just an animal. It would have just left.
I love that
So-
as a title for a band name. Extra level of wrong.
Extra level of wrong. So I think I want to go investigate, but I want to keep it subtle. So I think I would probably grab the scissors and hide them, but also grab the hydrogen peroxide, which is the thing we're talking about.
Yes. All right.
Yeah,
So you grab I think the scissors. We're talking maybe about those classic silver shears that are about maybe 6 inches
Absolutely.
long.
Yeah, I think they call them like knitting shears or sewing shears. Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of grab those off a table as you go to the sink. You get the hydrogen peroxide bottle out from underneath. Jessi, this whole time you can see what he's doing. You were very stealthy. You see that this doll hopped off the
Moves.
wall,
Yeah.
walked over, hugged its
Yeah.
owner, went to the sink. What do you want to do at this point?
Get the heck out of here.
Get the heck out.
Well, I didn't expect the doll situation. So,
Right, right.
yeah, and I don't like the way that doll is holding those scissors. A little too familiar, you know. So I think what I'm gonna try to do as it comes up to me is I'm gonna do I need to use my power or can I just do something?
Well, it depends if you do the power pasty thing, that's probably only something you do like once a
No,
day.
I just wanna kick I wanna kick it. I wanna kick the doll.
Okay, so you could do like your
Is that
claw
a
behind
power?
where you like
Okay,
kind
so I
of
still have to do the
quickly
power.
sneak behind and you could kick it instead of clawing it. Sure.
Alright. I guess I'll claw behind the doll, not Veronica this time.
Victoria. So it's super important that we get her name right because her Etsy
Man.
shop.
I mean, it is my next snack, so
Yeah.
Her name is above the door on the
Oh, it's
shop.
Victoria's
Dolls
Emporium of dolls. Exactly.
of non-creepy dolls.
Yeah, exactly right. So you kind of do your quick maneuver, and as Penelope is walking over with this big bottle of hydrogen peroxide, by the
way,
it's
I can see it.
at least half your size. You're kind of waddling. It's like carrying a keg of beer.
That and the scissors.
So you're also not super, you have the scissors in your back jacket. You're carrying this big bottle of hydrogen peroxide. Suddenly you get kicked from behind. The hydrogen peroxide bottle kind of bounces towards Victoria. You kind of fly across the room. You're going to take a couple points of damage just from like the kick and the flying, and you hit basically a bunch of dolls that are in progress, various states of completedness on the wall. What would you like to do now? I think we're officially into our attack phases.
Okay. So I think my first instinct is to protect Victoria, but I'm getting attacked. So now I know that there is something here, definitely. So I want to do something about that. So the peroxide can wait.
Okay. It's out
But
of your hands too. The peroxide's over by Victoria. You're in the other room.
It's gone, and I don't have my scissors.
I think you might still have your scissors.
I was thinking there could be like sword, whatever.
Yeah, they're like tucked in your jacket. So I think they
Yeah.
didn't go flying. You probably.
But the thing was hiding. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is teleport and get out of visible range for whatever this thing is.
Great. I think you
Do we
can
know
see.
do we know what hit points I got for the life?
Yeah, you're down to 11.
Down to 11. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think when you got kicked too, as you flew back through the air, I think you could see like a weird murky shape.
So I saw
Kind
stuff.
of.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely something when you got kicked, you're kind of aware that it was there. So there's a shape
And theoretically, there's less for Cheryl to hide behind in a room.
Correct.
Not nothing, but less.
Yeah, there's like a couple chairs. There's a table.
Yeah, there's be a couch. Yeah, it's Doctor Who. You gotta hide behind the couch. That's a thing.
There you go.
I can
All
get
right, so
real
if I'm
small,
gonna-
guys.
So if I'm gonna teleport, do I roll for teleporting or roll
Yes.
to see how good I am at hiding once I've teleported?
So you're gonna roll to basically see how successful are you with the teleport. So you could try. You're gonna eyeball it, and if you're really successful, you're gonna pop up in the shadow, kind of closest to this creature, and see the creature.
2.
Okay.
Not
So
super successful.
No. So you're gonna, in fact, as you're gonna do your you dip into the shadow, like falling backwards into a pool. You fall backwards into the nearest shadow, and you pop out of a shadow outside the cabin
Dang it.
because you really whiffed it. If it was
And
really,
she-
really bad,
She goes, dang it.
yes. She does one of the little wooden finger snap. Like,
Yeah, she's like, shucks.
missed it by that much. So you're outside the cabin. Jessi, this gives you a free attack on Victoria if you want.
I am gonna take it, and
Dark.
it's dark. Now, I'm not gonna make the connection that I would make, but I am gonna attack not Veronica, Victoria.
Well, and that's why you're there.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. I mean,
You're not hunting for puppets per se.
no, I want the person who's making the puppets. So I'm gonna power pasty her because she's
No.
one that has intestines that I can actually
Yeah.
eat. So I feel like I'm very driven by that. So I turn to Victoria, and she can't see me, actually. I just sneak up on her, and I am going to throw my power pasty. So I have to roll, I
Yep.
assume. to
Yep.
Let me do that.
And that's your special.
That's my special roll, and I have been getting good rolls, so now I feel like this is going to be the bad one.
No, don't jinx yourself.
Oh, I hit one, dude. I knew it. I can feel it. I know. I was like, I knew it. So I get the weakest power Cassie of
You
all
knew
time.
it. You totally knew
I
it.
just felt it. Yeah.
You
That's
totally
sad.
knew it.
I think so. That's the worst you could do.
That's the
Think-
worst. I don't even know what that
I think you're so confused by this thing that is not an animal that was kind of creeping around you and that you kind of kicked and now it's gone. That's such a weird mind boggle to you as this creature of the woods that you try to cast this spell on her, but instead you do it to yourself.
Ew.
Dang
Now,
it.
so your own intestines start to spiral out and form like a little pasty in your
What?
hands. But hold on. As soon as you do it, you're like, oh my God, that's a huge mistake. And you kind of cut off the spell. But you did take a couple points of damage by doing that, like sucking out some of your intestines.
Do I eat them when they fall out, or I put them
You
back
can
in?
eat it if you want.
It's still a
Get back in there.
pasty.
Let's get
Yeah.
back in there.
I mean, this is like a cat eating its own barf, basically.
I'm not gonna do that.
That's
You
just
a good.
cast it
I
aside.
feel like that's a good analogy. That's a
Yeah,
good analogy.
yeah. I'm very upset right now.
Very
All right,
upset.
so you're sitting there holding your own pasty filled with your own little bit of intestines. It's a small one, but Josh, we're outside with you. What do you want to do?
I got to get my ass back inside.
Okay.
So I'm
So
gonna
you
I'm
can
gonna try
try-
to teleport to get back inside.
Tons of shadows around, easy to do.
I've got to get it right because she's dead.
Yeah.
Because I don't know necessarily that Cheryl fucked up.
You don't.
I don't. I'm still outside.
I don't even think Cheryl knew she could fuck up that bad.
Oh no, I'm like apparently I can smell things. I'm smelling baked goods. I don't know what's happening in there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I got to get back inside and save Victoria Veronica. One.
All right. It's not good.
It's not good.
You're so upset about what could be happening in that cabin. You jump in the nearest shadow and you come out of shadow inside the chimney where the fire is beneath you. So you
Terrible.
fall out of the shadow into the fiery logs below, and immediately your jean jacket gets on fire. You're swatting at yourself. You're definitely going to take some damage. I think 3 points of damage for this.
So, boy.
Yeah, you were down to 8 points here.
Okay.
Obviously, you can kind of pat yourself out.
You're a gigantor, giant bear clawed baked good monster. You're fine.
So
I can't even do my best skill.
I just chipped an intestine.
You could still do your best skill. We have one more round.
Yeah.
Both of you are kind of really freaked out. You're looking down at your
This is the
intestinal
worst.
pasty.
Terrible.
You're in the fireplace, Josh.
Terrible.
Penelope's in the fireplace.
What do
you want to do, Jessi?
The fiery puppet staring at you.
This puppet has done nothing to me. This puppet
Absolutely
has
zero.
absolutely nothing. It's made of wood. I don't hate the puppet necessarily. Not yet.
It keeps vanishing. It keeps
Yes, it's leaving. I'm still focused on Victoria at this
Yeah.
point. I think
yeah,
I don't care about this puppet.
No.
So I'm gonna knock Victoria again. I guess I'll go over to the mantle and knock.
There's a lot of wood around.
Or
There's
do I get to pick? I'm just gonna knock. I think I'm gonna pick the mantle because she has a giant moose head on there, which is just disgusting. I don't know what's wrong with her. So I'm knocking there because that could fall on her.
You're gonna try and knock that
Yeah, that's
on
what
top
I'm
of her.
going for. Yeah, in my
It's
knock
right
knock.
next to that sign that says "I hate wood."
Right.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Nature
logs.
sucks.
Nature sucks.
I'm going to use polyester on all these puppets.
Yeah.
Forever
I mean,
chemicals.
she did bedazzle the jean jacket.
It's just and you're a little offended. That's just a personal thing.
That's a personal thing. The
Yeah.
bedazzler situation is
Just
Yeah.
tacky.
It's a bad.
preference.
All right, so do your knock. Let's do a roll to see how well you do that.
A 2. It's a knock of a
Dang it.
2.
All right, so you do.
You
There's
just
big.
knocked on your own face.
There's a big knock. The moose head kind of falls down a little bit. You could reach up and maybe push it, like hits the mantle. It falls enough to hit the mantle, but it doesn't roll off and hit her. You could probably push it onto her and do a little bit more damage if you want.
Very upset. I'm throwing a tantrum. I'm in a roll.
So you're just like, ah!
3.
So the moose head
Only a
falls on her.
just
Yeah.
a 3, but yeah.
It hits Victoria kind of in the chest, and she spurts out a little bit of blood, and it's kind of like, what? Like, why is this happening? She's going to take a couple more damage. She is not doing well. She really needs to like take care of herself. So Josh, Penelope has an opportunity here to do a final attack.
I gotta do my special because I'm in trouble. I'm the worst possessed puppet protector that there is.
Only on
So
the other.
I'm gonna whistle for my backup. This
Okay,
is
so it's
it.
like a whistling. Can you
Or
do a
like
little quick?
it's a site.
I'm putting you totally on the spot.
I can't whistle because I'm gonna laugh. Oh no, it's like a Google sound. It's like that. It's
Okay,
like that. Yeah.
so you come out of the fireplace. You still have like some smoldering
5.
flames, and you do your thing. You do your cock-a-doodle-doo, and suddenly, as you look around, Jessi, a scary clown jolts to life and comes off the shelf. A one that's like a little Punch and Judy thing, but with knives for arms, jumps off the shelf, and they start running towards you. And what do you think the clown is using as a weapon? Is it just choking? Is it kicking?
Its teeth are knives.
Oh, it's teeth or knives. So the puppet opens his mouth. I don't know who she's making these puppets for, Victoria,
Yep.
out in the
Yep.
woods. And that's going to bite on you, Jessi, and the other.
How big are puppets? These friends. They're
I
little.
think
They're
they're
still
the
little.
same.
They're still
Yeah,
little.
I think
Okay.
they're the same size as I am. Yeah.
All right.
Okay. And then, so why don't you roll, because these are kind of like companions, Josh. Why don't you roll a die for each of them to see how successful they are and how much damage they do?
Okay. So for clown teeth, knife teeth, 4. And then for the other one, 6.
Oh, great. All right, so clown teeth kind of chomps on you, Jessi. I think we're gonna have another one too, because you had a 5. So I think another puppet that's half built kind of comes to life. So let's roll a die
Ooh.
for that one too. And it kind
Okay.
of runs over at you, and it's gonna whap at her.
4.
Okay, good. All right, so 2 for clown teeth damage, 1 from the puppet whacking at you, and then 4 damage from stabby hands coming in. It just like dives across and like jabs knives into you. So I think that's 7 total, Jessi.
Mm-hmm.
And that
7
gets you
total
down to
damage.
like 25.
Yeah, but now I'm just mildly upset to my stomach.
Right? That's it. You're like looking down, like, what's
What?
happening?
I like a stubbed toe.
Yeah.
So like you're covered in 3 puppets
I'm not doing
that are
great
beating
though.
on you.
Where's the
You're
knife?
down to 11 hit life points. There's a moose head on Victoria. That's kind of the end of the fighting rounds. How do we want to wrap this up? Do you want to try to get out of here? Do you want to try and keep going no matter what?
I'm gonna get out of here and come back to fight another day because this is a shitstorm. This is I don't know what I'm looking at. I've got these things attached to me. I hope I can get them off of me. Yes. So I would like to. I'm gonna claw behind myself outside.
Yeah, I think that's good. All right, so let's roll to see just how that goes.
I've never retreated yet, Joshua. 2. I'm not even gonna get out of here.
Nope.
So I think you're gonna try and do it, and you manage to lose one of the puppets as you do it, but the other 2 kind of stay attached to you, and you're closer to the door, so you could open the door and go outside. But the other 2 are kind of, I think, clown hands and stabby hands are still kind of attacking you.
A door seems beneath you, Cheryl.
Yeah, now I'm just mad. I lost
Yeah,
my
now you're just
senses.
mad.
I lost my senses for a minute, so I'm gonna stay. I'm shaking these things off of me. My full power of shaking, which I'm pretty good shaker.
Good shaking powers.
It's like a big sheepdog.
Like I get wet when I get
shaking.
after a bath. I like to do the. I'm using that move, whatever
Sure.
that is.
All right, so Josh, roll 2 die for each of those for clown and stabby hands, and I'll see if they can hang on.
4. 5.
Yeah,
They're hanging on.
they both are gonna hang on because you've got like lots of long hair, so you're shaking. They're trying to get them off.
They don't come out much, so when they do, they're like, yes.
Yeah, they're intense. They're intense. So
So we're gonna have now Victoria is gonna stand up and lift the moose head that was dropped on her, and she's gonna try and hit you with like she's gonna kind of run at you, like use it as a battering ram because she's like sick of this attack. What's been going on? She's been trying to make her dolls. We'll see how she does.
I've been training her well, so like she's can protect herself when she needs.
She got a 6, Jessi.
I can't. A bunch of dolls and this kid. What is happening here?
She's a young woman.
Young woman.
She lives in this cabin by herself.
You just made her seem like a kid with that little yellow slicker or whatever.
Oh, that's just functional. But
There's-
she's living in
there's
the she's
Cheryl,
living in the
there's
UP chopping woods.
All right,
You
yeah,
know,
all right, yeah.
Cheryl,
so
there's
she
a
runs
reason
at
why
you.
you've never bothered her before.
Mm-hmm. I don't
So
like.
she runs at you with this moose head. She's like, ah, boom, kind of hits you with the antlers of this moose head, knocks you back outside the door. You roll across the wet grass. And as you roll across the grass, the two other puppet dolls pop off you, and they're still standing there chomping their knife teeth and swinging their stabby hands. She's like, get out of here, you freaking freak!
The freaky freak. Well, I'm leaving. I don't have. I've had just about enough.
Okay.
I'm not. So I'm gonna. Do I have to roll to get out of here, or can I just walk into the night and hide behind a tree? I'm gonna hide behind the nearest tree. Is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, so I would just roll just to see how graceful you do it.
No.
I fall to the ground and I crawl myself to the nearest tree, kicking off that last puppet who's trying to get back on.
Yeah, it could be like it's like trying
No,
to follow you
they're
through the mud.
permanent. There's like glue
Permanent.
attached.
I gotta walk. I'm crawling behind this tree. My foot's
My
still
God.
sticking out. To this day, Victoria is the only one who's ever seen me
Yes.
and
No,
her
at
dolls.
this point,
and her
I
little
think you'd be.
dolls.
I feel like you're going to be really perturbed. Is
Mhm.
what this is. It's
We're
not.
gonna
The
meet again.
physical wounds.
No.
It's
It's more like the embarrassment of
Embarrassment.
it.
it's the
yeah.
embarrassment. Yeah. The
just a
dolls
rough
are
night.
laughing. It's messed up.
You're laughing. So you kind of skulk off into the woods. They're high-fiving, knife hands with each other. And Penelope, you kind of go over. Victoria comes back in, and she's like breathing heavily, and the puppets are kind of surrounding her. And she's like, I think you guys are right. I think we should move to Detroit and get out of the woods.
You go,
Is
yeah,
there anything you want to do, Josh, to wrap it up on your end?
No, I think that's a great ending. It occurs to me that I have two thoughts. One is the twist is then me and the puppets head off into the forest to chase Cheryl down. Also, I want to, make sure that Victoria's okay. So I probably want to get maybe it's both. It's sending the two of them off into the forest and job done. Get that job done
Okay.
while I tend to her wounds.
I think that's nice. So you kind of give your psychic command. Again, let's roll to see how successful it is.
Yeah,
I don't think
yeah.
they're gonna find me. That's like
They might
guess-
not.
they might
might
not.
not, they
Yeah,
might
they
not.
might just get lost.
5.
Jeez,
Oh, pretty
Louise.
good.
All of them?
So you kind of send off I think the two dolls that were outside, like stabby hands.
They
and
were already
clown
there.
teeth.
Yeah.
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 I think you're kind of like, go track this creature down,
this
and if you
frickin'
find
thing.
it, kill
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
they kind of head off giggling, into the woods.
Yep.
Sequel opportunity
Can you
there.
believe my teeth? And then as they move, and they're like, "No, I
Yes.
can't.
It's like my hands. I can't pick things up, but
It's crazy. High five. No, let's not."
So they head off, and you tend to Penelope, and she, basically starts, as she's tending to you, she pulls out her phone and starts going on Zillow and looking for cool artist lofts in Detroit. Like, get out of this lonely cabin in the woods and move to the city. She's thinking.
Must love puppets. Like
Yes.
she's all. Do I need a deposit for these puppets? Maybe.
2-bedroom, 1-bath, little doll beds for everybody.
No dogs. Yes to puppets.
Love it. All right, great. Well, congratulations. Very fun.
Job.
I had a whole other plan before you guys started introducing your monsters, so I'm glad this worked out. But yes, ending it I think was really fun. How do you guys feel like it went? The overall encounter.
I was glad I didn't. I had an accent all planned, but I decided not to speak. So I'll save that accent for another time.
Definitely, we'll bust that out.
I did like this fight because it was had morality to it, had suspense. I didn't expect to get beat. I thought I would win this one, so that was good job.
Yeah, I think this was just the bad rolls on your
No,
side.
I
You
think
had all the advantages.
I feel like the fate was on my side a little bit, and like you said, there's the moral. I think the moral implication was maybe where fate came in, where it was like, hey, I'm just there to protect.
Yeah,
Right.
you
But like
decided to
since
be a protector.
yeah, and it's like you being the aggressor, it seemed to bite you
Also
in the
protecting.
ass. There's a environmental imperative that you
Yes.
were following. But yeah, I also thought it was funny that like my creepiness just didn't work. Like, and usually that's like number one. I feel like even if your dolls can't move, they're at least creepy. And no, I'm a bad, nursemaid, and I can't teleport for shit. But
Just kind of a
but I
klutzy.
but I have friends, and that is maybe the lesson.
The power of friendship prevails.
Fairly certain that Victoria's not bleeding out in this cabin,
Oh my
but
god.
the puppets are fine.
I like
Yeah,
that your roles to do heal her up are like one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're like making it
One.
worse.
Yeah, you're just
You're like, I
making
think
it
we have to
terrible.
crack her chest open to heal this
Terrible,
wound.
terrible.
hurting her, and I slashed her pretty good in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm not sure. I definitely think the puppets are fine. I'm just not sure if
I'm not sure.
Victoria is fine.
No,
But
but
it's okay.
also she's, this is my
She's
fourth
moving
human.
already.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is my fourth human, so there might be a fifth. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. And now you're
Alright.
going to Detroit, which will be fun. A whole new
There's
adventure.
more people there who
More
like
people.
dolls.
Yeah.
Definitely opens it
Yeah.
up for sure.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, it's super fun. Thank you so much for joining us, Joshua. Where
Thanks,
can
gang.
people find you, and what's a project you'd like them to go check out? What do you have coming up?
Oh yeah. So people can hit me up on Blue Sky. I'm at zombietardis.bksy or whatever that is over there. And then at zombietardis on Instagram is where I probably post the most. Yeah, and the thing I'm really excited about, so there's a couple more Phineas and Ferb graphic novels maybe this year. There's also going to be some surprises, maybe things Nightmare Before Christmas shaped. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, the big one is in October, my first adult horror novel, Nightmare Burger. So that'll be out from Andrews McMeel. And essentially, it's Evil Dead 2 set in a fast food restaurant about a young college freshman who loses his best friend at their local hangout. And he decides to get a job there to go undercover and find out what's going on, and realizes that there is a gigantor conspiracy. And there's monsters and shenanigans and a lot of creature feature fun.
Amazing.
And it's also got it's going to be a lot of comedy and some heart to it, which I think at this point is like, this is part of my brand, monsters and heart. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
all about.
That's awesome. Well, definitely our audience will love that. We'll look out for that fall 2026. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks, you guys. That was a blast.
So come back next week for another knockdown, drag-out episode of Monster v. Monster. Monster v. Monster is produced by Wicked Tree Press and Codex Arcanum. The podcast is hosted by me, Matt Harry, and Jessica Mason. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us 5 stars. And if you didn't, Penelope the Living Doll will slice your Achilles tendon when you're not expecting it. See y'all next week.
Monster v. Monster is produced by Wicked Tree Press and Codex Arcanum Press.